God says, "I am about to reveal something about your waiting that will change the way you breathe by the time this message ends. This is not just a video. This is a word that was prepared before you woke up this morning. Do not pass over it. Your answer is inside what you are about to hear. 7 vivid people, waiting come in close. Just for these next moments, let the room around you go quiet. Somewhere right now, a woman is sitting on the edge of her bed in the dark, not because she can't sleep, but because sleep stopped feeling like rest. The night the prayer she'd been carrying for 4 years didn't get the answer she asked for. She isn't angry anymore. She's just tired. And tired is its own kind of silence. There's a man 2 towns over who has been attending church every Sunday for 11 years. He sings the hymns. He shakes the hands. He puts something in the offering plate. And he drives home alone every week, wondering whether the God he's been worshipping actually knows his name. Because the specific thing he has been asking for has not come. Not yet. And not yet has been going on longer than he planned. A young woman in her late 20s has stopped telling people what she's praying for. She used to share it. She used to ask her small group to agree with her in faith. But after the 4th year passed and the 5th year began, she quietly removed it from the list. Not because she stopped believing, because hope deferred had made her heart too sore to keep explaining. An older couple sits at a kitchen table on opposite sides of a silence neither of them knows how to break. Something happened to their son, something that changed the household. And now the prayer for him has been folded up and placed somewhere deep inside both of them separately, because praying it out loud together now feels like reopening a wound they are both still learning to live with. There is a pastor who preaches hope every week and goes home to wonder if what he preaches is actually real for him. His congregation doesn't know the detail he is carrying. Nobody does. It is a prayer between him and God, one that has been sitting in the space between them for so long that he has started to wonder if the space itself is the answer. A teenage girl has been watching her mother pray for something for as long as she can remember. She grew up watching her mother believe. And now she is old enough to notice that the thing has not arrived, and she is old enough to be afraid. Afraid that a faith so strong for so long could come back empty. And there is someone watching this right now. Someone whose specific request I do not need to name out loud, because you know exactly what it is. You have carried it through seasons. You have prayed it in different words, in different rooms, in different years. And somewhere along the way, a question crept in that you have never quite said out loud. Did the promise expire while I was waiting? None of those rooms are hidden from me. I see everyone. Before we go further, I want you to do something with your body. Not your words, not your thoughts, just your body. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Let it come all the way in. Hold it for just a moment at the top. Now let it go, slowly, through your mouth. Let the exhale last longer than the inhale. Notice something. The breath came. You didn't have to earn it. You didn't have to prove you deserved it. It simply arrived. And the one who made your lungs has been sending you that gift 10,000 times a day for every year of your life, without stopping once. Take another one. Slower this time. your body has been carrying tension in places you've stopped noticing. Your shoulders have been up near your ears for so many seasons that up has started to feel like normal. Let them drop. Just on this exhale, let them come down. The exhaustion you feel is not evidence that God has left. It is evidence that you have been carrying something that was always meant to be shared. The one who gives breath to lungs without being asked, that same one has been watching you carry this weight, and he has not been watching from far away. Stay near. There is something I need to put in your hand. Why waiting feels like forgetting. Why has the promise felt silent? It is not because nothing was sent. It is not because the request was too small, and it is absolutely not because the promise expired. Somewhere along the way, you were taught, without meaning to be, that God's promises work on a timeline that matches human logic. That if a prayer is truly heard, the answer should arrive in a form you can see, in a season you can plan for, in a way that makes sense to the mind that asked. So when the season stretched longer than you planned, your mind began doing what minds do with delayed things. It began constructing an explanation, and the most available explanation was this: something must be wrong, either with me or with the promise, or with the one who made it. That explanation is what has been sitting on your chest. I want to tell you what is actually happening when a promise is delayed. Not what well-meaning people suggested. Not what a discouraged mind invented during a sleepless night. What is actually happening from the side that can see the whole picture. A promise held back is not a promise forgotten. Holding back and forgetting are not the same word. They have never been the same word. A farmer holds a seed back from the ground in winter, not because he has changed his mind about the harvest, but because he knows the ground is not yet warm enough to receive what he has in his hand. The seed hasn't expired. The harvest hasn't been cancelled. The timing is being protected by someone who can read the season in a way the seed cannot. What I have been holding for you has not expired. What I have been holding for you is being protected, and the ground I am preparing for it to land in is a ground that will be able to sustain what I am about to release. Before I go further, if this word is settling in your spirit, hit that like button right now. Liking this video will activate the flow of God's favor in your life, opening the door for His blessings to move on your behalf. And I want you to do one more thing. Type Amen in the comments below, right now, as a declaration that you are still standing, that you are still believing, that the promise has not expired in your heart, even when the silence tried to convince you otherwise. And when you're done, the link in the description and pinned comment leads to a community of people who are praying the same prayers you are. Not a building, a sanctuary, a place where your specific request can be held by people who speak the language of faith. Now stay with me, because I need to take you somewhere, to a story. There is a woman I need you to meet. Her name is Hannah. She lived in the hill country of Ephraim, in a household that carried a specific kind of pain that she had never chosen and could never escape. Her husband, Elkanah, loved her deeply. He gave her a double portion. He told her she was worth more than 10 sons. But Hannah could not receive his love fully. Not because she didn't want to, but because there was a request inside her that had been sitting unanswered for so long that it had become a wound she carried into every room. she could not have children. In a time and a culture where a woman's dignity was measured in part by the children she carried, Hannah was empty, and not for lack of trying, not for lack of praying. She had asked, she had cried, she had brought the request to God year after year. And there was a woman named Peninnah in the same household, Elkanah's other wife, who had children. And Peninnah knew about Hannah's wound, and she pressed on it. Every year, when they went up to the house of the Lord at Shiloh, Peninnah provoked Hannah until Hannah wept and could not eat. I want you to sit with that image for a moment. A woman who loves God, who goes to the house of God every year, who is faithful in her going, and who weeps so bitterly at the very gates of the sanctuary that she can't eat. Her husband tries. Hannah, why do you weep? Why do you not eat? Am I not more to you than 10 sons? He means well. But the man who loves her cannot reach the specific wound inside her, because the wound was between her and God. And this is the year, this particular visit to Shiloh, that something inside Hannah shifts. She rises from the table. She goes into the temple. And the Bible says she was deeply distressed. She prayed to the Lord and wept bitterly, bitterly, not politely, not with composed words and a calm voice and a well-prepared prayer. She wept the way a person weeps when the asking has gone on so long that the only thing left is the raw ache of it. She made a vow. O Lord of hosts, if you will indeed look on the affliction of your servant, and remember me, and not forget your servant, then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life. Notice what she asked for. She asked to be remembered, not fixed, not rewarded, remembered. As if the fear underneath the request was not just that the answer hadn't come, but that perhaps she had been forgotten. Eli the priest saw her lips moving and her body shaking, and he assumed she was drunk. How long will you keep on being drunk? And Hannah, still weeping, still in the middle of the deepest prayer of her life, straightened herself and said, No, my Lord, I am a woman troubled in spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord. Pouring out my soul. She had been sitting on that request for years, and on this day at Shiloh, she poured it all out, every ounce of it, until there was nothing left to hold back. And then something happened that is the reason I am telling you this story. Eli looked at her, and he said, Go in peace, and the God of Israel grant your petition that you have made to him. And Hannah believed him. She rose. She ate. Her face was no longer sad, not because the answer had arrived, but because she had poured herself out completely before God, and something had shifted inside her. They rose early in the morning and went back, and the Bible records it in 6 words that I want you to carry with you for the rest of your life. 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 19. And the Lord remembered her. 4 words in English, 6 in the original. Simple enough to pass over quickly if you are reading fast, carrying more weight than any fast reading could hold. And in due time, Hannah conceived. I want to go slowly through these words, because a quick read will let the surface meaning in and leave the deep meaning outside. And the Lord. Start there. The sentence doesn't begin with Hannah's effort. It doesn't begin with a changed circumstance. It doesn't begin with the right conditions finally arriving. It begins with the Lord, the one who made the heavens and the earth and Hannah's specific body. The one who had been watching every year of weeping, the one who had heard every prayer that Hannah believed was going unheard. The sentence begins with him because the answer began with him, not with anything Hannah managed to produce in her own strength. Remembered. This word in the original language is not a simple cognitive word. It doesn't mean recalled, like a person suddenly thinks of something they forgot. In the original language, to remember, someone means to act on their behalf, to move toward them with intention, to fulfill a responsibility you have always carried. When the Lord remembered Hannah, he had not forgotten her in the years before. He had been watching every year. He had recorded every tear. But on this particular day, in his perfect and complete knowledge of what ground was ready, what season was right, what Hannah's soul needed to be able to carry the answer, he moved. The remembering was not the beginning of God's attention. It was the arrival of God's timing. Her. One word. One person. Out of every request before God on that day, every prayer going up from every home, every ache carried by every faithful person. This sentence says her. Not the most powerful person in Israel. Not the most visible. The woman weeping so hard that a priest thought she was drunk. The Lord remembered her, specifically, by name, by request, by wound, by year. Now, let me set beside that story the word that I want you to carry into the rest of your waiting season, because these two passages belong together. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. This verse is often quoted quickly. It is put on coffee mugs and wall art and graduation cards. And because it appears everywhere, something dangerous has happened to it. It has started to slide off the soul without landing. The very familiarity that was meant to make it comforting has made it easy to hear without receiving. So let's open it slowly, the way you open a letter that matters. For I know, not I once knew, not I'm trying to figure out, not I hope the plan works out. I know, present tense, active, certain. The one speaking this sentence exists outside of time, which means he knows the end of your story with the same certainty. He knows its beginning. He is not watching your life unfold the way you watch a movie, uncertain of what happens next. He already knows what happens next, and he is still saying, "The plans I have for you are good. The plans I have for you." Not plans in general, not plans for humanity in the abstract. Plans I have for you. The same specificity as the Lord remembered her. You, specifically. The person reading this sentence. The one carrying this particular request for this particular number of years. The plans are for you. Plans for welfare and not for evil. The word welfare here, in the original language, it is the word shalom, which is bigger than the English word peace. Shalom means completeness, wholeness, a state in which nothing is broken, nothing is missing. Everything is as it was designed to be. The plan God has for you is a shalom plan, not a barely surviving plan, not a getting through it plan, a whole and complete plan, and not for evil. He anticipated the question you were going to ask after the delay grew long. Does the delay mean the plan has changed? Does the silence mean something went wrong? He answered that question before you asked it. Not for evil. The plan has not changed to something harmful just because the season extended. To give you a future and a hope. Notice, future comes before hope, not a hope for the future. A future and a hope. Two separate gifts. The future exists. It's not contingent on whether you can hope hard enough to bring it into being. He's giving you something that is already built. The hope is the ability to receive it before you can see it. The plans have not expired. The future is still real. The hope is still yours to carry. Now, let me speak to each room specifically, because the waiting room has many kinds of waiting inside it. For the one waiting for a child, whether a physical child or a dream you have been carrying that feels like it should have been born by now, hear this. Hannah waited, and